Have you ever wondered how to use live video to successfully show up for your business and brand and make sales through your digital products and services? Well, today you are in luck. I am going to be joined by Rhys Morgan, and we're going to be chopping it up about his journey from starting out, not feeling so confident about showing up on camera and going live, to now making consistent daily sales through his digital product. So if that sounds like a topic you're interested in, do stick around for today's session. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Before I bring Rhys onto the stage, I'm just going to formally introduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am. My name is Janine. I'm a live video strategist with 10 years experience. I'm the founder of my business and brand, Boss It Live. And what I do is help business owners, amazing business owners like you, use live video confidently and with a system to generate leads and make sales. And I do that with a repeatable system that attracts your ideal audience, build engaged communities that become your customers. But you don't want to hear about me. Oh no, let's bring the man of the moment up on the screen. Let me get my trumpet. Welcome in, Mr. Morgan. I salute you. Hello, Rhys. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I am good. Really excited to see you and to just kind of chat with you for a little while. Thank you so much for giving your time to myself and those who are going to watch us live or via the replay. How are you feeling today about this little chat that we're going to have, Mr. Morgan? Should I call you Mr. Morgan or Rhys?
Yeah, please call me Rhys, yeah.
How are you feeling about our chat today?
Yeah, all good, raring to go.
Awesome. So Rhys, before I start asking you some questions so that people have a bit of context about you, can you let me know who you are? Let the people know who you are and a little bit about what you do. Just a little bit about yourself, sir.
I'm Rhys. I make content on social media on my story, based on my story of being recovering alcoholic.
Yes.
I've been sober 13 years and I make content around ADHD, autism and recovery from addiction. So those three are my go-to topic pillars.
Yes.
I've been talking about it since about 2024 when I went live first, because I was told that's the way to grow your following.
Right.
So basically, I'm Rhys, the alky, the homeless alky who used to be a priest and has now sorted himself out.
You are absolutely amazing. One thing I love about you, and thank you for sharing that, Rhys. We've got some people that are jumping in. Do let us know where you're tuning in from as you come in. What I love about you, Rhys, is that you, like myself, are self-taught. We have brought our own personal experiences to the mix of what we do. And that's what's extremely powerful with live video and going live when you're connecting with and relating to people, is to be able to share from your own experiences. And I think that you do that very, very well. Do you feel quite comfortable sharing from your own experiences? You know, I'm going a bit off piece. I like to go a bit off piece, but do you feel quite comfortable sharing from your own experiences, sir?
Yes. Once I'd tried it, I really liked it.
Yes.
The thing that put me off right at the beginning, so this was 2024, was TikTok's moderation wasn't very good. Its filters on comments was very poor, if not non-existent. So I would always, people are always trying to trip you up.
Yes.
So you go, oh, I didn't fall, can you give me a shout out to my mate Toby Larone? And you get, and worse than Toby Larone.
Yes.
We won't go there, but we
won't.
And that put me off. So I stopped doing that. Then there was some other personal stuff around work and health, and I didn't go live. And then last summer, I made a TikTok about the differences between ADHD and autism, and whether you had both, and trying to distinguish which one was which. It was just me at work, face to camera. No, and I forgot to put captions on. I didn't put a what's it name? A screen at the big thumbnail, so there was no thumbnail, no captions, but it got 10,000 views. And I, oh, okay, this might be my lane.
And that was from you sharing your story, was it, Rhys?
And that was me.
Amazing.
My story. So then that was in the early summer. In August, I started going live occasionally, tentatively. Then I came up with, then you came onto my For You page.
Oh, that's all. I came onto your For You page. So
Yes.
then you had me burst onto your screen. We're going to get to that in a moment. So essentially what I'm hearing from you is that you were kind of tentatively dipping your toe in a little bit and just kind of, you tried something, it got some views, but there was no real kind of commitment to it at that time. Yeah,
That's
is that right?
I
Okay,
had nothing
awesome.
to sell. I had
Awesome.
nothing to send people
Yeah,
to. It
yeah,
was a bit of a fluke, I thought.
yeah.
So I just instead of dialing in then and going,
Mhm.
Rhys, what you're good at and what your audience like is you talking to
Awesome.
camera. I was still doing text on screen with 5.2
Yes,
trending
yes,
sounds
yes.
and all that
All that
stuff.
stuff. Okay, so we've already kind of segued into the question, but before I get to the official first question, Rhys, we have Benjamin who has tuned in all the way from California, USA. So thank you very much for joining us today. Do stick around for the conversation. So Rhys, the question I was going to ask you is, before we started working together, what was your live streaming situation? Because obviously you were doing a little bit of video showing from your experience, but in terms of lives on TikToks, even before you came across me and I burst onto your screen, what was lives like for you?
A bit, well, hit and miss, really. You'd be lucky to get, it was okay, actually, looking back. I mean, I
Yeah.
was nervous. It was a
Yes.
bit exhausting, but I did notice that people followed.
Yes.
They, if they stay longer than a few seconds, chances are they'll give you a follow. And I
Yes.
thought, oh, okay. So we're getting 6 here and 10 there and
Yeah.
14 the day after.
Yeah.
My following was growing
So it was
slowly,
slowly going
but at
up.
least
Yes.
it was growing, which it
Yes.
wasn't before.
Yes. Would you say,
So
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
so if somebody says, "How did you grow your following?" You just go live. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think that that was part of you saying, okay, I haven't figured this out, but there is something that's in this? Because people, it sounds to me like you were sharing, as much as like your numbers might have been humble in the beginning, that you was getting some sort of traction and following from that. So was that an indication for you that there was something in it for
Yes,
all of
it
that?
was clear that
Mhm.
people, once they found me,
Yeah.
TikTok at the beginning is very slow. It doesn't really know what to do with you.
Yes, of course.
So that, I just had to keep going,
Yes,
really.
you were
And
going to
once
keep
I could
going.
see some results,
Yes,
it was obvious that if I was
that
going
was
to grow my following, if I was going to get
absolutely.
to the magic 10,000 that everyone talks about,
Yes,
I
yes,
and I was about 5 then,
yes,
and I thought, right, I'll give it 6 months. We'll
yes.
see if I can get to 10 by Christmas or the end of the year.
Right.
That was my
That was what you
goal.
were thinking. Yes.
And then, as I said, you came on, and I
You
thought, right,
met me.
this
So
lady
yes, that's
can help me keep
yes,
accountable,
yes.
and if we get to 10,000, job done.
Awesome. So let's lean into that a little bit. So you were doing your own thing, then you came across my content. And so was that around about the time when I was talking about the challenge, or was that just a little bit before?
I just before,
Just
but
before
not
you
very much before, because
right.
I
Okay.
remember,
Yes.
you were talking about the screen layout, and you
Yes.
said, I don't know whether you knew I was following you and you knew the
Right.
type of content, but you said, "Oh, for neurodivergent people, the screen layout can be a bit confusing." And I
Yes,
thought,
I remember. Yes, yes.
"This lady gets me."
Oh,
Okay, because
yeah.
your branding is not, how can I put this? It's not aimed at white middle-aged men. So
Well,
there
it
was,
is now because
well, of course,
I know what you
but
mean.
that was
Yeah.
my thinking. That was
Yes.
my thinking.
Yes,
You'll
I
sell as many
understand.
customers you want, but there was
Yes.
that. Am I just going to be the only guy in the room? Will that matter? Am I going to
Yes.
dominate
Yes.
discussions? And then I thought, oh, it was less than £30. Come on,
Yes.
let's try this.
Let's try it.
Um,
Yeah.
I've done challenges before.
Yes.
There was a challenge on going live, but on Instagram with Kenya Kelly the same week. And I
Mhm.
thought, who am I going to go with? The one with millions of followers, or the
Mm.
one who knows a bit more about where it is, what's it like to start, and
Yes.
also time zones. It's about
Yes.
the time zone.
That as well.
I'm
Yes.
not at my best at 10 p.m.
Yes.
So
I know. I'm working with you. 7 o'clock. That's my cut-off point now. Off we go. training sessions. Are we done now?
Yes.
I'm going for my tea now. I'm done. Yes. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So I'm very grateful that you did sign up for the challenge. And it just goes to show the importance of understanding your audience and understanding where they are, because you reference, and this isn't on the schedule or the agenda for the questions, but when you address the fact that one of the things that stood out to you is when I was speaking about how you could support those who are not neurotypical, that were neurodivergent in terms of the screen layout, and that stood out to you. That was actually something that was brought, and you'll know I talked about it, where someone had asked if my live was neurodivergent friendly. So this was just before I met you. So I don't know if you know this, I did speak about it quite a bit. And when they came into my live, I was like, sorry, what are you talking about? It wasn't, and not from a viewpoint of like, what are you talking about? I'm not interested, but I'd never come across that before. And so I was really interested. As a live video strategist, my job is to not only understand where people are in their follower to buyer journey, but all the different nuances of the individuals who are coming into my ecosystem. So when this young lady asked the question about, is this neurodivergent friendly? And I didn't know what she was talking about, I went away and I did a little bit of research around it. And I said, okay, I need to be making sure that I reference that. And actually, Rhys, I'm going to say to you, thank you so much for reminding me, because I haven't really spoken about that recently. I did speak about it for a little while, but I've forgotten to put that in my call to action. And I'll tell you. So I will get back to that. But no, I absolutely love that. Well, thank you for choosing me, and not just for that. I'm glad that what I was doing resonated with you, because you have gone on such an amazing journey. You did the challenge. You told me quite categorically you typically don't get through challenges. You got all the way through, and then you signed up for the Tok Like a Boss bootcamp. So the question I wanted to ask you was, after joining Tok Like a Boss, so you did the 6-week group coaching program, the last cohort, which was absolutely fantastic working with you and the other delegates. What changed for you after joining the bootcamp?
You got us to work through exercises that, although seemed as if they weren't relevant and weren't directly relevant, I could obviously see, oh yeah, I can see why she's doing that.
Okay.
Even and that makes it sound bad, but it's not, because a lot of it was fun. Do you remember the vocal exercise about being able to enunciate, so that it wasn't this, but Peter Piper picked a pot of
it wasn't that one. It was coffee pots.
That's right. So the things like that helped me go. It helped me learn. Rhys, you've still got a long way to go, but the structure is there. So it was like you gave us the roadmap. I followed the instructions.
Absolutely.
And I worked hard putting it into action.
You did. I was going to ask. Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
No, go on.
No. So I was going to, well, you've pretty much answered it for me, because I was going to say, in terms of what changed for you, was it greater clarity? Was it structure, which is what you've said? Was it confidence? Was it accountability? But you've said that it gave you the structure that you need to be able to go forward. Is that right? Or would you say any of the other elements?
I'd like to add. If you remember, on these Go 5 and Live, I'd gone, I don't know what product to sell.
Yes. Yes, I remember. Of course I do. Yes.
I'd put stuff together in the past, and I'd put it on the early version of Stan Store in the spring, and nothing happened. So I was going, what am I going to do? How? I'm spending whatever it was, £400. £400. I need to. I want my money back sooner or later.
Yes.
I am prepared to be patient. I'm privileged to be able to be patient on that front. But I do want to know that if I put actual cash through the machine, I want it back. So there was
ROI, return of your investment. Yes,
exactly. So we got it. It's there.
We certainly did. We're going to get to that in a moment. We certainly did. And like I said, I really do love that. You know, as you've mentioned, there was a specific agenda. There was a specific timeline of what's the word that I'm looking for now? I can't remember what the word is that I'm looking for, but essentially what we had was specific dedicated modules that you followed. You had the timelines, and everything was specific to lead on to the next, which has led you to where you are today. And I think that, you know, sometimes as well, you can, you know, as a coach that is coaching coaches, there can be that, well, I know this, I've done this, all right, I understand, so why am I doing this? But what I loved about you is that as much as you said, certain things you were like, okay, I'm doing this, but you did it and you implemented. And that's a difference between those who say, oh, question and don't do, to those who might say, all right, okay, but you still go through the process. Because one of the things that I like my clients to do, which you did, is to trust me in the process. You'll see as you go on why you were doing the things that you're doing, because life is lived forward, understood backwards. I say it all the time. So thank you so much for that. So I'm going to say to you, did I ask you this question about the specific changes you made after the boot camp? Did I ask you that question? I think I did. Yes, I did ask you that question. So the next question that I want to ask you is, since implementing what you learned, what results have you seen? So since doing the work, because I know obviously you went on to do something else after, but, you know, what results have you seen, Rhys?
In September, I had a couple of thousand Insta followers and about 5,500 TikTok followers, and 35 YouTube followers.
I remember when you went to work with that.
And I wanted to improve all of those.
Yes.
And so the results are just in. I haven't checked the YouTube recently, but it's about 12 to 1,300. It's 30,000 followers on TikTok and 71,000 on Instagram.
Congratulations, sir. Well done.
A couple of viral videos, yes. But I get the occasional dud. And,
yes.
And it's going really well. And now I make £200 a day.
That is excellent. We're going to get to that in a moment as well, because I'm just so proud. Obviously, we had our coaching session yesterday, and just the day on, day out, every day you're layering on with your sales. So I do want to say this to you. I think one of the things that I absolutely love after you've done the boot camp, in terms of your content, we can see evidently how you've actually grown in terms of your content delivery style, whether it's your short form video content or it's your live streams. We're seeing greater structure. To me, you're absolutely excellent on hooks, and excuse me, you're consistent with how you're actually showing up. I didn't bring some water, I should have had some. So I do want to say that to you. So Rhys, you have been excellent with that, and you found your flow. And do you think that you have found a really good flow? I'm just going to pass it through while my throat comes back. I'm just going to mute myself. Carry on.
Yeah, it's about. Somebody said back in 2024, I heard people say, if you go live if you post every day on TikTok, you will make a full-time living. And I went, yeah, whatever. Only if other ducks are all aligned in a row. But that's the thing that's in my control. I can turn up, I can make the video and push it through. And and once I'd got into the rhythm, so you get an idea. Work lunchtime is when what am I going to film tomorrow morning? Get the idea, do the script, find a hook, adjust the script, practice it in the evening. First thing after breakfast, coffee finished, film, release, go to work.
Absolutely.
And that's been my pattern since October. And if I don't do that, I feel off.
Yeah, I get it. You've got your rrhythm, your flow.
My rhythm. Yeah. I think I've said before, I used to go live at the beginning, so I didn't have to go to drafty church halls for 12-step meetings.
It's now I cry.
With the content stuff, the daily content stuff, you know, I get a buzz, especially because if I think I've got a really good one, like a really good hook, and I delivered it well, I know that will bring me buyers.
Yes,
what more do you want?
Absolutely. So just to clarify, in terms of implementing what you've learned, the results that you've seen, I'm going to say that you've seen sales volume.
Yeah.
You're seeing daily sales, not even just sales volume. So you see an increase. Yeah. In terms of where you started, in terms of the selling, and even just your content as well. And And would you say, with regards to just, the sales are great. You spoke to me yesterday about the vanity metrics as well. But would you say that this has seen your audience grow, seeing all of these things happen, has it increased your confidence, Rhys? Or would you say that doesn't matter at all?
Has it increased? Yeah, only if I remind myself that it has, and I look back.
Okay.
The one it's the metrics sort of don't actually, they don't matter. The
Yes.
sales matter, the money in the money matters, but what matters more is the messages I get, especially on LinkedIn and Instagram, where I get sometimes quite heartbreaking messages about what people are through and how people feel seen by my content.
Yes.
And they go, "I love your turn of phrase, windows running on a..."
Yes.
So all of that.
Memorable. It's very
Yeah,
memorable.
I am confident because I
Great.
didn't really believe I could,
That you
the
could do
stuff
that.
about, the gurus all talk about, you just need to go daily and volume, but I'm not young and attractive. I don't wear makeup. I don't dance. I don't have a particularly whatever photogenic face.
Bless
I've
you.
got bags. Look at those bags under my eyes. That's not TikTok.
But
That's
it's you, Rhys. So I tell you this all the
me.
time in our sessions. It's you.
Exactly.
You're the foundation of it.
And
Yeah.
it is about building that personal brand. And I
Absolutely.
don't think I'm quite Marmite, where some people hate me and some people love me. It's do I resonate? Yes, I do. Do I not? Scroll on.
Absolutely, 100%. And you resonate so well. We must definitely share some of your links to your content in the comments. So next thing I'm going to ask you is, Rhys, well, what has changed for you personally since you joined Tok Like a Boss? What would you say has changed for you?
The confidence thing, really. We live in uncertain times. If you work for Birmingham City Council like I do, it's been a tough couple of years with lots of changes, lots of threatened changes that never actually change. One day it'd be nice to have our bins collected properly.
And then it's so
and I just feel more in control of stuff.
yes, absolutely.
I just feel more in control of my stuff. I love the dopamine boost of the
You tell me that all the time, Rhys. You tell me that all the time. The vanity metric you post in the community, the vanity metric, the dopamine hit. Listen, sir, you're hitting 250 minimum, £250 worth of sales per day as an average for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We've just had somebody in the chat say hello on LinkedIn. Can't pronounce the name, but welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. Rhys is sharing his experience since doing the Tok Like a Boss bootcamp. But yes, Rhys, back to you. Let's not just kind of shy away from that. Yes, you got the dopamine hit. Yes, you got the vanity metrics. You're getting that recognition, of course, as a whole. But the fact that you've created something that you've created a community, you've created a system, you've created something that people are getting results from, and clearly there is a desire for the things that you're offering, because you're making, there's not 250 sales or £250 minimum. Which is it? I can't remember. It's a lot anyway.
It's £250 before you take the strike fees out, roughly.
Yeah. So you're making every single day on repeat, and you have been doing that consistently now. You launched your product in November. We're in February. And it's long may it continue, and it will continue. Thank you so much for saying that's a great event. We appreciate you being here. Don't forget to repost and share it with your audience as well, so more people can actually get this message. So for me, what I will say, can I share with you, Rhys, what I think I see has personally changed for you?
Yes.
So here's what I will say is that, of course, obviously, I met you in August. And of course, once, I didn't know you before then and what your content was like. So when we obviously were working together on Tok Like a Boss, which is what I do as a coach, was looking at all of your content alongside the other delegates. And I looked back over the time frame just at the time when you met, we met, shall I say. And you could see there's an evident change in your delivery. There's an evident change in your demeanor. Do you remember the time you were live? This was some months ago. I think this was before the boot camp. And I was out walking. I think I said you was keeping me company. I was doing my 10K walk. Yes. Do you remember? And that's when you said that you were a vicar and so forth. And it was just such a lovely, wholesome conversation that it felt like you were holding the room for people, which is why I was on my walk. And obviously the whole time, I think you didn't quite help me with me 10K, Rhys. You weren't quite on, but you were on for a good amount of time. And I absolutely loved listening to you. And so one of the things that I will say, aside from the money and all of those things, is that you have grown so much in your role. And yes, it is a role now as a leader in the space for those who are neurodivergent and for those who are struggling in the workplace. And your voice is the voice of reason. So I want you to just know that, and I say this to you all the time because I want you to really get it, that take all of that stuff away, Rhys, and it's just you. You have to know that you are enough and you are loved. And I think that this is just demonstrating the love that people are showing you for your content. That's how people view you. So just know that you matter and you have, and I'm very excited to see how things continue to shape and evolve for you. So thank you so much for trusting me on this journey, but I ain't finished. But does that make sense, Rhys, what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Rhys be like, yes, okay. But do you receive it though as well? Like, do you know and believe that aside from the stuff, because it's great, the money and all of that's great, isn't it? Getting viral videos, growing your platforms that are just, the growth that is just accelerated, that's great. But when it's all just said and done, we sit with ourselves. Aside from that, there has to be an anchoring of peace over ourselves, just ourselves, and knowing that we're enough. Take that aside, doesn't take away from who we are.
We can go back to Vicar Talk and Churchy Talk and go, this is my vocation. I have found my vocation. I would do this for free. I would do this, never mind about the £5 pinging into the account. It's about this is what I like doing. This is what I get a buzz out of. And people respond to it and send me messages that, I wouldn't say bring me to tears, but they go,
but they...
So the people went to the trouble of messaging me.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it must be amazing. Before I go on to the last question, thank you so much, Rhys. I know that must be warming. Thank you so much as well. We've got someone who said, I really like your videos over LinkedIn. I also get inspired by your content over on LinkedIn. So thank you so much. And definitely make sure that you connect with Rhys as well. If you like my content, you'll definitely like Rhys's content. So thank you so much. So Rhys, I want to ask you this question, in terms of Tok Like a Boss, because that's what this is where we started with the challenge, which was a quick win for you. You grabbed the bull by the horns, and then it was moving on to Tok Like a Boss. So if you're thinking about, if someone's listening to you and they're thinking about this, who would you say that, knowing that you've been through the program, the 6 weeks of coaching where we came together as a group, the tasks that we did, the modules, the program itself, who would you say Tok Like a Boss is for? If you
want to grow your business or brand, you need to go live, and Janine will help you with strategy and confidence building and feedback, keep you on track, challenge you, and will help you. But you need to go live. For the love of everything that's holy, you need to go live. If you're selling stuff or building your brand, if you're sitting at home unemployed wondering what to do with yourself, I don't want to swear, but you know what I mean. For the love of everything, go live. If people scroll and buy, I'm old enough to remember when QVC appeared. I was a young dad, and my then wife had nothing better to do on than look through all the baby stuff on QVC. If you're selling baby stuff, you should be on TikTok. You should be live shopping.
Yes. And business owners as well, regardless of product or service.
Well, absolutely. If you're an author, you can build your brand. If you're an artist, you can build your brand. Don't believe me? Go and listen to the gurus like Neil Patel and Gary Vaynerchuk. Personally, live me followers and still gets me new followers every time I go live. It's how I grew. Going viral isn't a strategy, it's a dream or aspiration.
Yes.
Going live builds connection, and connection leads to sales. I've seen, I'll give you solid examples of how this affects me. I've seen, there's a neurodivergent group, and there's this guy, he's a market trader, and he sells his own types of chili sauces.
Right.
And sauces for cooking and what have you. And he just takes his phone, puts it in the market, or he's in the kitchen showing it, and it's just him talking about what he's doing, talking to other market traders. Another one popped up, a sourdough culture starter kit seller. She'd gone viral after Taylor Swift had said she made sourdough in her spare time. I'm not looking for. I will never make sourdough realistically, but
I hope not. Got other things to do, Rhys. We've got other things on the plan.
Exactly. However, Janine, maybe you should take lessons from your sister on how to make a cup of tea.
We will. No, you're right.
Go live. Go live. It's an investment. People buy from people.
Yes.
If I give charitably every now and then, maybe I don't give enough, but I have my criteria. But if somebody came to me and said, "Oh, I'm doing something for the Cats Protection League," I'd go, "Do cats really need protecting? No, I'm going to give you a fiver because you're you."
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So we're going to
tell them to go live and get on to Tok Like a Boss. So as I said, you had,
each investment, bar the first one, which is not, it's just pocket money. The other two, they've paid for themselves way before the end of the program.
Yes,
and that's
amazing.
not something I expected. I was expecting longer payback. I'm quite prepared to wait for it. What's happened is like beyond what I'd hoped for by a country mile.
Well, I'm just absolutely thankful that, number one, you trusted me, Rhys. Congratulations on everything that you've done, because let's just say, at the end of the day, us as coaches can give our clients all the tools, like you are giving the tools to the individuals. But if we don't implement, then it's just like a resounding noise, like a gong with a resounding. It doesn't go anywhere. And so what I loved about you and the other delegates on cohort 5 is that you rolled up your sleeves, Rhys, and you were like, do you know what? I am going to make this investment. I am prepared to wait for it, but I'm going to do the work. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I want this. You actually did the work. And I could see week on, week out, Rhys, and you're still doing the work, that you're just doing what is required, which is why you're reaping the rewards. So it's been an absolute pleasure working with you on the Tok Like a Boss bootcamp. And I'm so happy that we are continuing to work together, because you went to the next level. We're now doing our one-to-one program, Tok Mastery. So it's only going to go up from here anyway, Rhys. So thank you. Any final words of inspiration, closing words of inspiration for anyone who's watching and they're thinking, oh, I would love that. Should I do the Tok Like a Boss bootcamp? Or I don't know if I should go live. What words would you share to both neurotypicals and neurodivergents?
Well, if you want to grow, you're going to have to go live.
Yes.
And people, there are other coaches on TikTok who will tell you exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Go live. That's how, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention her name. But she said yesterday in a call to her community, go live. That's how I get my new followers.
Absolutely. We know, I've been saying it for years, but now I'm glad that the masses, 10 years I've been telling people, go live, go live. People are like, no. And now we're seeing real people saying, do you know what? These are the results I am getting. As you know, with me, I make my money through live launches, live selling. And I'm somebody who is a service provider. A lot of people say, well, it works for digital. No, coaches and consultants, those of you who are watching myself and Rhys talking today, it is possible for you as a business owner. So Rhys, I'm going to say thank you so much. I feel like you had something else you was going to say. You were thinking, was there something else you wanted to say?
Yeah, it's just go live, guys. It's
do it.
Yeah, just
Yes,
stop
just do it.
spending time buying more courses. This is from
Yeah,
Janine telling me something.
yeah.
Stop buying courses, go
Go,
live,
come to
find
my
your
coaching
niche.
program.
Yeah,
Talk like a boss.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
to do it.
But go live, go
Yeah,
live, go live, go live, go live.
absolutely. Thank
And
you.
storytell.
Yes, I'm actually posting in the ALA community today a post about storytelling. That's going to go up a little bit later on today. So yes, tell stories 100%. So for anyone who is watching, if you would like to find out more about the Tok Like a Boss 6-week bootcamp, it's a group coaching program. Feel free to scan the QR code that is on the screen now. If you have any questions about the bootcamp, please let me know. The next cohort 6, starts on Monday, the 9th of March. So in just over 2 weeks' time. If you have any questions about it, drop it into the chat. You can send me a DM and we can have a conversation about this program. But Rhys, I want to say back to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just going to double check to see if we've got any questions. We've got a question from here. I'm just going to say, Kumar says, go live on which social media is most beneficial. Do you want to take that, Rhys, or would you like me to answer? I know you're going to have some thoughts on what platform is best to go live on.
Social media. I went live on TikTok because it's easy to do. Learn about the social platform, work out which social platform your customers are on, where your target audience is. That's most important. I don't do much. Well, I don't think I've ever gone live on LinkedIn because my audience is primarily Instagram and TikTok. I went live on TikTok and then suddenly realized I was getting massive and it's TikTok because it was so easy. But I was reposting all my short form videos to Instagram, and suddenly I was growing my following on Instagram. So I've been live on Instagram occasionally, but the vibe I like generally is TikTok because I've toned it down, so I don't go for very long on TikTok. Because
don't need to anymore, dear.
No. And when I used to go long, it was a waste of time because the algorithm would push me to
wrong
parts
audiences.
of the world that
it ends up being
never gonna buy my stuff, but getting followers and improve them. But really, to answer your question, where are your customers on? Go there.
Absolutely. And that's pretty much what I was going to say as well. Thank you for the question. It's about where your target audience are. Where are you connecting most with them? That's where you focus on. We don't want to be just going live for the sake of it. We do need to be intentional with where we're going live. But again, where the people mostly are. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much. So Rhys, that's it. We're at time. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. I'm going to drop you back into the green room and I'll be back to speak to you in a moment. Thank you again for your time, sir. Take care. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. You have heard Rhys Morgan's thoughts and feedback on his experience of joining the Tok Like a Boss group coaching program, 6-week program. Next cohort starts on Monday, the 9th of March, which is very soon. So if you would like to join this bootcamp or you would like to find out a bit more information about the cohorts, what's actually going to be covered, what's included, scan the QR code on the screen in front of you. Or what you can also do is you can check out the link that's going to be linked below, or feel free to send me a DM. Happy to hear from you. And you are very welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And we will see you again very soon. Take care.